Alright, so good day everyone. So today we will be looking at another one of the classic Godzilla figures from a classic Godzilla movie, Godzilla vs. Mothra. This movie came out 1964, so it's been a while. And NECA decided to release this figure with its updated box, as you can see here. So the box looks really good, and we have a picture of the figure at the back. It has so much articulation, which NECA is known for. And if you open the box, it reveals the price. And let's put it a little bit further from the camera. So it has a portrait of the figure, and if you look closely, that's what the figure looks like, and my reflection. So I got this from Big Boy Toy Store here in the Philippines. It's for at 1,295 pesos. It also comes with a beam effect right there. So that's roughly $25, $24. So here it's not that bad. Okay, so now we will go on and look at the figure. So inside the box, so we have the figure securely strapped inside, and then we have this small diorama with the egg. Okay, so yeah, you could use that on your photos, you could use that on your display case, so we're not going to be using it now. And you also have some instructions on how to assemble the figure. So it says here, dip the tail in warm water for about 20 seconds and then join both of them together. I'm not gonna demo how it's done. I'm sure a lot of you guys have done it already, but yeah, for some figures you need it, for some figures you don't. So it depends on what you have. It's not really like something that you need to do, but to be on the safe side, if it's giving you a hard time, then yeah, do it. So the nice thing about this figure is it comes with a beam effect, and just like other NECA figures, when it comes with a beam effect, usually what you do is you just plug it inside the mouth and then close the mouth, and it does its thing. So yeah, we will assemble the figure, and then we'll get back to you and show some cool poses that you could do with it. So we've just assembled the figure, and I must say it looks really good. The build quality is superb as usual for NECA. And to be honest, before when we buy a NECA figure, it looks a bit cheap, but this one is totally a 360-degree turn on what we're used to when you're buying a NECA figure. So this one was really well made. It feels like an SH Monster Arts, to be honest. So yeah, good job on the sculpt. Good job on the material that they used. They used a really good SH Monster Arts like plastic already. The spines are a bit movable still, similar to what the other NECA figures are made of, which is also good. To be honest, the material that they used here, it kind of reminds me of my 1962 SH Monster Arts Godzilla, the King Goji. So the material is pretty much the same. In terms of paint, there are some paint issues that I'd like to highlight. So one sample is on the eyebrows. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'll just put some light to it. Okay, so if you notice, those eyebrows are a bit shiny for my taste, although it doesn't really hurt that much on the figure. I would prefer if they kind of did it more matte, similar to how the whole body is sculpted. I know that they wanted to highlight those eyebrows, but I feel like they could have used a paint that's not glossy, or at least they just reserved all the glossiness on the tongue and on the eyes instead. But yeah, it doesn't hurt that much on how the figure overall looks like. I also feel like I'll just remove the beam effect. I just feel like that the foot, I mean the toes, are also a bit, the paint job is not really that good. I think that they could do a better job on that. But again, it doesn't really hurt much in terms of what the overall figure looks like. For me, the overall figure still looks good. In terms of articulation, at this point, it's a bit stiff because of it's brand new out of the box, but there's a lot of ball joints all over the figure, so you could move the shoulders, you could move the forearms, you could move the hands, and then there's even some finger movement, which is great. In terms of the head, you could make it look up, close the mouth, look down, move side to side, and then the neck, same thing. So there's a lot of range of motion. In terms of the legs, I'm sure you could still move this further, but again, because it's still new, it's a bit stiff. There's also a joint here which you could turn around and then bend, and then the foot, you could turn it around. And there's also a lot of movement that you could do on the tail end section. So on the tail, there's also some ball joints, a lot of ball joints, to be honest. So the tail has a good range of motion as well. It's not as pliable, or it's not as bendable as the SH Monster Arts. I feel like they did every 2 sections in the NECA figure. Yeah, so it's every 2 sections. In the SH Monster Arts, it's really per section. There's a ball joint for each section. But here, in the NECA figure, they have every 2 sections. It's not really a deal breaker. I feel like it's still enough articulation so that you could really pose the tail the way you want it. So yeah, so that's basically the figure. So now let's move on to the beam effect. Beam effect, when I was trying to install it, I thought it was supposed to be this way, but I figured it looks kind of weird because it's leaning towards the left side of the figure. But if you look at the other side of it, if you turn it this way, it looks better, you know. So well, it depends on how you want to pose it. So you could do it this way, which looks nice, or you could do it the other way, which looks a bit weird and it doesn't really fit that much. So how I put it is, I place this, let's try to focus it. Okay, so I'm placing this part on the roof of the mouth of Godzilla, and just wiggle it in there until it locks into place. And yeah, so Now we're gonna do some more poses with the figure. Right, so I hope you enjoyed that short montage that we did for this figure. Overall, this figure is one of the best, at least for me, it's one of the best figures that NECA has released so far. I'm gonna be so excited to see more Godzilla figures that are built this way. I hope that they continue towards this direction that they're taking on this 1964 Godzilla. It's a classic. It's a must-have for any Godzilla collectors out there. And the best part is it's not really gonna break your bank. It's very affordable. It's very poseable. The details are really great, except for some paint mishaps that you could probably get away with. It's probably one of those NECA figures that I really don't have to do much about. If you've seen some of my videos, you would understand that sometimes I tend to repaint my NECA figures simply because a lot of them are really not that good. But this one, I could definitely say that it's gonna go straight to my display case and without any alteration whatsoever. So great job for NECA. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I do, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.